The Chargers have established a chain of command on their roster. These patches are sick. And I went on the Bolt Bros podcast to discuss it all. That's right. The Free Agent Podcast Tour is back. I go on all of my best friends' podcasts and any of your podcasts that will host me, large or small, and bring the best clips and moments back to this channel for you NFL fans to enjoy. And today, obviously, I was on a Chargers podcast, so we were talking Chargers. Happy Father's Day specifically to Phillip Rivers. Shout out to you, Phil. You are doing God's work. You are the man repopulating the world with quarterbacks. Let's go.
Yeah, as the good book says, multiply and replenish the earth. God bless Phil Rivers.
Hey, exactly. He's doing the Lord's work out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Hey, and shout out to Gunnar Rivers. Actually, a couple years.
Yes.
Maybe he's going to come to the league pretty soon. So, man, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. So
take your time, buddy. We need like 10 more years or so.
Yeah,
exactly. Take your time.
Exactly.
Interesting conversation here around these patches, guys. I don't know, NFLMike and Kyle, you guys know a little bit about these patches, but again, you got the captain here. In fact, let me see if I can get the
can you zoom in a little bit? I don't know. Yeah.
Here's the pin. Here's the captain right here. So you can see this. But, then again, you got Walter Payton Man of the Year award. He's won it twice. You've got all these different things. I know there's like a couple different ones, like the Granite Award for training, all these different awards that he has specifically for all these players. Mm-hmm. I love it. I think it's really cool. It's kind of like a general when you've been through a lot of things,
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Marksman and whatever. And it just goes to show you, Pro Bowls, all these different things. It's just huge, right? People care about this. It's motivating to you as a player. So just want to get your thoughts on that as well, too.
So it sounds like to me that we need to make some merch now, and we'll have some little Bolt Bros patches that has the laurels that we've completed. Obviously, I'm going to be the MVP of the Bolt Bros. So I'm going to have I'm going to be the 5-star general of the Bolt Bros. So
okay.
It is a good idea though. You guys might have just thought of a golden idea for the entire Chargers fan base to adopt. Yeah. We could have fan patches every game. The Bolt Club or somebody's bringing patches to the games. It's like I went to that game. That's why it's on my jersey.
There you go.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and Matt Money Smith talked about it, like the big games, Thursday Night Football win versus like the Broncos and like the the Bengals. They would have a specific shirt or jacket for that win. And Matt Money Smith says he sees those pieces of material more than anything else because
they know Charger fans.
Yeah,
there you go. I'm not saying I'm a good entrepreneur or anything. I do this for a full-time living, but I will be taking that idea if you guys don't beat me to it. So,
no, I think it's fan. Honestly, it doesn't even matter. Like if we do it or if you do it, whatever. I think that's great.
Yeah, we should all do it as a group. We should all do it. As a group.
No, we really should. We really should for sure.
Yeah.
And
but this sounds like a good like $15 a piece to me. I don't know. Anyways.
Right? Yeah.
No, but I just think the patches are such a cool idea. It's a nice little thing. What do you guys think in the chat as well too? You like the patches, think it's great, think it's not good. It motivates people. And again, Jim Harbaugh talked about the Elite 9. Derwin James is obviously one of the Elite 9, right? For training. He's just a great leader. Mm-hmm. So, and Thunderbolt says he needs those Bolt Bros sunglasses again. So, Andrew, Super Bowl patches only, please. I get
it. That's what I was gonna
say. I mean, that's facts, though.
It could go either way. I think under a Harbaugh staff, I have ultimate confidence it's going to go the right way. Obviously, if you guys don't know, I know a little bit about patches.
Let's go.
Earning your stripes.
Yes, you do.
But I keep this on my desk as a reminder of the patches and the shit that I did. But I think that it could go one of two ways. I don't really want to establish anyone as individuals in the team or set a chain of command. That's why I bring up my military service rack. That's not necessarily the vibe I want to set up, because then we can start having things happen like Devontae Adams and stuff like that. But really, it's more about a respect thing. Yes. These guys have earned a certain amount of respect in the league. Yeah. They work their work ethic is at a certain level. They're here doing certain activities that earn those achievements that's on his chest. Right. You need to copy him if you want to make it in the NFL. And that's the message that Harbaugh is setting. You want to be Khalil Mack one day. Yeah. That's what you want. You want to be Derwin. Right. This is your example right here to try and be this guy. Also, the thing that I love about this is that, for example, Derwin James, gets a bad rap around the league for being a dirty player. And he is basically a role model citizen in the NFL as a player. As an example, he has no type of off the field issues. He's a complete leader in the locker room, and he lives in Los Angeles where all of that stuff could come into play. And he's an absolute freaking superstar who, hey, again, you guys probably gonna start sussing me out, but Derwin James could be having a lot of fun in Los Angeles if he wanted to.
Yes, he
and
could.
He doesn't. He plays football. He goes home, spends time with his family, and then goes back to playing football again. And he's a role model player is what I wanted to make, the point that I wanted to make. And stuff like this doesn't just point to our players, but it points to the whole league that he's a role model player and that you want to be like him. He's not this dirty player that everyone says he is.
Yeah, which is crazy because, I know there was a couple like high hits he had, yada, yada. But look, here's the thing. You want to take your thinking out of the game, right? You just want to bang, bang, do your thing, right? That sounded weird the way I said that, but you get what I'm saying, right? So at the end of the day, you want to be reactionary,
That's right. Well, I mean, hey, look, he's kind of like the pinnacle of football, I would say. He's very physical. He likes getting out there and hitting people and stuff like that. And he's the kind of like player that the league needs because we want to see those types of hits. I mean, look, we don't want people to get injured, but we want to see like players like him to like be like, look, to make the other team fear a little bit, to question their existence when they see him coming at them,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's big, right? You come across the middle, you're going to get hit, right? That's a big part of the conversation. So anyways, here's some more patches.
He's been a lot better too. He's been a lot better. He's been a lot better with the hits and the tackle. He gets his head up now. When he's laying these hits, he's not putting his head down as much. I think that's a lot of coaching. Jesse Minter, baby.
That's right.
Okay, so Aether says, NFLMike got 2 questions, brother. Andrew said the Bolts lose 6 games. I said, let's bet they will not. He's scared. That's right. It's his bet he's talking about. Yeah.
Aether is also saying he's not going to give us another single super chat unless you take his bet.
I don't know. I think we could win. I think we could only lose 5 games this year. I actually really think we could do that. So maybe bet me 3 losses. Then I'll take that bet. How about that? Or come up with a different bet, Aether. But throw your questions out for Mike as well too. But one of the another Elite 9 is Khalil Mack, and look at his patches, boys. Come on now, look at these patches.
I wonder, if you keep stacking them up, like, do they go on the rib cage? Like, where does it go from here?
I was thinking about that. It's like I was like, what I really like about what he's doing is
rib cage would be sick.
He's taking the concept from college, where like a lot of the teams they'll put the stickers on the helmet and stuff for all these different things that they've done. And bring it to like the NFL, and I really like that though, So like this is
you gotta have the right leaders though. Like I said, if you get the wrong people with these patches on, it's gonna show a bad example. It's gonna be the opposite of a good thing for the team. We have a perfect group right now. Like today's group, Khalil Mack, Justin Herbert, Derwin James, like these guys are amazing. Now we add Jair Alexander to this group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now he's got the patches. He's a captain, and he's a guy that was just walking out at the coin toss and saying, no, I am a captain, even though the team didn't vote me. He's a guy that got suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. But he joins the team. He's going to have all pro patches. He's going to have, Pro Bowl patches. He's going to have, he might have other patches that I don't even know about, defensive patches that are on there that I don't know about. So that we got to make sure that the right guys are representing the team, and we continue to bring in character guys as well as great football players.
Yep.
And I think keeping our guys in house too is key. I think from here, like we're going to lose players that rotate in and out, but the last 2 draft classes I think are here to stay for a while.
I agree. One guy I think about is Zion Johnson, right? If he can make the transition to center, that would be pretty huge for him. We'll talk more about that here in a second. But Aether has a question. What's your expectation for our defense? Top 5 or not, Mike?
Yeah, it has to be top 5. I mean, last year they were top 2 statistically. So we got to be top 5 this year with the second year with our defensive coordinator. We even added more to the secondary. I think that our secondary should rank up there with some of the best in the league if both Still and Cam Hart play like they did last year. I mean, you got 2 guys that showed cornerback 1 potential, and not like your zone drop back corners, we're opportunistic or anything like no. Thrown in the fire versus the best wide receivers in the NFL, and right away both of them stepped up. So, and then you add the other corners that we added this offseason. Those guys are all like the prototype that we're looking for, almost to an exact T. Jasir Taylor still in the depth of the roster. I mean, the secondary went to another level, I think, when we talk about the additions, and our pass rush shouldn't miss a beat by just losing one interior D lineman, which we replaced with like 3 or 4. So we're going to be amazing again. It's going to be top 5 for sure.
Yeah, and not only that, our 7th round pick, I'm trying to blank on him for the life of me. He's looking. Oh yeah, Tukwueze Bridges is looking really good in camp so far. And
that's the guy that's on the edge of the roster, man.
Yes,
like, this is crazy how good our team is.
Yeah, and there's just depth everywhere, right? And again, we're still looking at other squads as well. So if they're letting people go, we're gonna make it happen. We're just gonna go out there as well too. Miguel says, "Did you ever play football? And what position did you ever play?" Mike,
actually. Funny that you bring it up. I did play football. I played 4 years in high school, top order football, and then I actually went overseas and played in Japan while I was stationed over there.
Hey,
I played corner. I was a white corner out there, vanilla corner, slot corner / safety. I was basically like Cooper DeJean minus 50 rating in Madden. So if Cooper DeJean's a 89 in Madden, then I was like a 49.
Bill Flames, I went Mike on the mic. With something brand new, one time for your mind. He gave you fair warning. Now it's time to smack him in the mouth with that raw sports talk from the town. Sweet chin music to your favorite sportscaster.